I'm Derek Helmer.
And you're watching Studio 20.
This is episode 3. Yeah, we missed last week, so we're kind of coming in late a little bit. We apologize.
Because we're too cool for school.
That's right. We don't need to actually show up for this thing every week. We just call it in, and that'll be just fine.
But for making it up, the first movie we watched was
Grad. We just walked out of the theater on this one. Not that we left early. We watched the whole thing. But yeah, we just watched Grad. And, well, alright. What did you think of it?
At first, I really liked it, but then I didn't. I like the cast that they chose because it's just random people that haven't been in movies for a long time and deserve to be in a movie. Otherwise, it wasn't really worth the money. It's not worth anything. I would have walked out of it, but I just wanted to see what happened at the end. It wasn't great. Well,
it is directed by Vicky Jensen, which this is her first, I guess this is her directorial debut. She was in, it looks like, the art department. I was looking up earlier. She's like an art director. Anyway, this movie feels like a first-time movie. It's kind of sloppy. It's not great. It feels like it's trying too hard. They're trying too hard to make you laugh and like, ooh, we have this kooky family. And Grad, like, you know, the name implies that it's all about finding a job, but that's really just the first 15 minutes of it, and then it's all about her kind of crazy family. So yeah, the title does not suit it. It should be just, I don't know, one crazy family.
Maybe it wasn't the director's fault. It could have been the screenwriters.
That could have been it too. But
yeah.
But I don't know. This movie is a fail.
Derek noticed and pointed out that everything was out of date, so he knew it was 2 years old.
It certainly looked like it had been filmed a couple of years ago, and like, you know, not just the technology or whatever, but the actual actors, like, starred as the little son, starred Bobby Coleman, who was from Martian Child. Anyway, he looks about the same age as he was in Martian Child, so I used my deductive logic. Yeah, I think it was filmed a couple of years ago. I think it's been held onto by the studio to try to figure out what to do with it.
It was too precious to let out.
Yeah, so I don't know. This movie, it had some definite. There were some funny parts, and like when I laughed out loud, but they were few and far between. It was just like 3 or 4.
It had to be on the inside.
It has to make you laugh inside. Yeah, no, this thing. I don't even know if I would have watched it on TV, to be quite honest.
It's sad because it's not really the actor's fault. They did fine.
Yeah, they did fine.
It's
yeah.
the horrible writing
it's
and
a bad story.
what the director wanted. It was not good. She should never direct again.
Yeah.
In all words. If you're gonna direct, do something that's like foreign, where I have to read subtitles because that works. Then I won't pay attention.
It felt like watching a Project Greenlight movie, which I don't think you've never watched any of them, but most people have not watched Project Greenlight, but it definitely had the same kind of feelings of just amateurs making it. Like the actors are, you know, they're professional, but it was just, I don't know, they lost it in editing or something. But yeah, so I would say skip Grad. There's not a whole lot going for it. And that's it. Grad, no. And anything else you want to say on it? Nah, I think we've talked about it long enough, actually. The other movie for this week, which these are both movies that came out last week, by the way. We're kind of a little bit behind. Inglourious Basterds, which I dragged her to go see. And this is actually one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. I loved this movie. Almost perfect. Much better than Death Proof. Quentin Tarantino is still Quentin Tarantino, and that's really the problem, I think, of this movie, is that it's a movie that he tells and, like, you know, he breaks it up into chapters, which doesn't need to be done. That's a Tarantinoism. And it tries too hard to be like Kill Bill. But it's deeply entertaining the whole way through. Even there's long dialogue scenes that go on for about 10 minutes with, you know, quiet scenes, you know, that could put people to sleep, but he makes it entertaining, so he did a good job. Yeah, I couldn't find a whole lot wrong with this movie. I just had fun the entire way through.
Yeah, I didn't really like the breaking it into chapters. That was really unnecessary. The movie could have just fallen into each other in a complete order. It was stupid, unnecessary waste of film. The subtitles were fine. It's just, why is it that you can show us that these guys can speak English, but then go back to a foreign language? That kind of doesn't make sense to me. If they're going to speak English, you should have just left it, at least majority of the film, like that. Because I really appreciate his work and how he filmed it. Like, they would talk in French and then English,
it would go on
and
for
then go back to French. And you're like, why?
7 minutes. Like, 7 minutes of, like, German. And then, like, you know.
And then all of a sudden,
hey,
you speak English. Yeah, that was stupid. And
unnecessary.
Unnecessary, because you kind of miss the aspect and you want to get the cultural of what's going on. And you can't if you're busy just looking at the bottom of the screen. It's like, dude, we already know these guys can speak English. And it's obvious because they even admit it in the movie that most of them can't speak a different language.
Right.
But overall, I liked the precise detail that went into making it look like it was set back then. I liked who they chose Hitler, which was cool. It was just like
he was a funny Hitler. Probably not as good as like the Valkyrie Hitler.
No.
But
it's still good.
It was fun. I liked it. Brad Pitt, I think, was awesome in it. I'm a fan of the way he used his accent in that movie. I think it's perfect.
Well, I actually found him funny for once.
Well, snap.
Yeah, sad. Took a bad, weird movie to make me think he was funny.
I don't know. Like, well, the problem, they're not on screen all that much, the Bastards. The Inglourious Basterds. They probably are only maybe a third of the movie are in it.
But there were some funny parts, like there were some hit points where you're like, oh, ha, 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 and then it'd die and go, ha, 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 ha. But anyways, it was pretty good. I just didn't really appreciate the whole why show English if they could speak English. Yeah. But otherwise, it's a good movie. You should go see it if you haven't, since this is a week past. You should see it anyways. The
trailer's a little misleading, like, because it looks like it's just going to be a killing movie. Let's just, let's see how many different ways we can kill Nazis. And, I mean, there's a few death scenes, but it's not that often, actually. It's mainly,
well, their whole focus is not just on them. It's also their focus on another Jew who has the same hatred. So I just don't find the chapters necessary because the way it all worked out is they were all coming together.
Yeah, this is one, like, it could just flown into each other pretty easily. He didn't need to separate it with chapters.
We didn't have to sit there for 2 hours.
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, it didn't feel long to me. I don't know, it went by. It's running into close to 2.5 hours, so it's a long movie, but it went by pretty fast, I'd say.
It was good.
I don't know.
So, for once, finally a guy's movie did better than the girls.
Yeah. Finally, one of mine wins. So. Yeah, I don't know. There's some cool little, if you're a Tarantino fan, there's cool things like with voiceovers in that movie with Samuel L. Jackson and Harvey Keitel. So, he uses all his people once again. But, yeah, Inglourious Basterds, definitely. Check it out. Not a super killing movie. It's a talkie. If you have any suggestions, be sure to email us at studio20show@gmail.com.
And you can check all of our videos, not only on YouTube, but also blueeyedgirl.com.
As well as follow Jennifer on Twitter at blueeyedgirl. And me, you can follow me at Twitter at Derek Elmer.
He only talks because he likes to hear his own voice.
Well, I do.
And you can also look at his blog, which is derekelmer.com, filled with a lot of audio booms and more research about technology.
Yeah, all the geeky stuff. That's what you'll find in my blog.
Yep.
And the little cheesy videos.
Hopefully next week we can kind of talk about some shows that are coming back in the season and give you an idea.
That's a good idea.
About that.
Now that it's fall.
We can actually talk about more than just movies.
That's right. Time to get into the nitty-gritty of staying at home.
Yep.
As we all go back to school.
We start tomorrow.
Yeah. Summer is over.
It's our last day. And this is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing. We're filming our last few moments of freedom of the summer.
Yay.
Yay.
Watching Studio 20. I'm Jennifer Townsend.
And I'm Derek Elmer.
And we're out.
That was so cheesy.
It was funny.